Well, hello. In today's video on this Magic Medicine Monday, I want to talk to a common theme that's coming up, and if you can hear a bottle cracking in the background, it's my dogs playing with an empty bottle. I want to talk in this video about how to say goodbye to self-doubt. And the reason that I want to speak to this again is because there's so much uncertainty going on right now for many of my incredible brave clients that are showing up in the world. And we had this new moon in Pisces that came on March the 17th, and it's a lot of unstable energy patterns, and it's really inviting us to really look at not just the unpredictable weather patterns that are happening around the world, but also our internal climate, and really look at how can we just start to push pause and really deepen into this practice of knowing that we're forever changing. Hi Laurie, hi Heather, nice to see you here. And I want you to just look at, if you're doubting yourself right now, go gently on yourself. These are new areas that we haven't explored yet before. There's no manual for this, and trust is the greatest anchor that you can really keep yourself in that present moment. And saying goodbye to doubt is very counterintuitive. This first step that I want to share with you, and stay with me here because it's so simple and you already know this. So I'm just here to remind you to stop trying to move doubt out of the way. Remember, what you resist persists. Hi Jamie. Did you know that having a sense of progress, a feeling that you're actually getting somewhere, is one of the strongest sources of human motivation, but it's also one of the ones where we're constantly second guessing ourselves. We're constantly going back into doubting or comparing that we should be further along than we are, or that this isn't what you signed up for. And thank you, Jamie. Lovely to see you here. Hi, Laurie. Yes, we've got to trust our intuition, Laurie. And most people, and I put myself in that as well, when we're making progress, it's easy to move with the flow, and it changes everything, from our moods to the way we're showing up in the world, to our worth ethic. Everything just gets better, and who doesn't want better? I think that's the one thing we all have in common, is that we all want a better world, and we want to contribute to making it a better world. And that's why I hop on these Facebook Lives as often as I can, to speak to common themes that my clients are asking for help with, or my tribe here on Facebook, so that you can really have some quick wins and celebrate the small wins, right? To help you move through life with more ease and more trust. So if you haven't already, click follow me so that you get notified when I do go live. And please ask your questions, give me some love. Share your insights, contribute, because we never stop learning and growing. And if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here, constantly evolving and up-leveling and out-creating, because we're all in this journey together. Don't forget, you're not alone. And subscribe to my YouTube channel for more of these sort of life-changing ways that you can return to trusting that you're enough for yourself, for your body, for your family, for your animals. You are enough. And when you do that, you inspire others to know that they're enough. And self-doubt is often a younger child part of you that doesn't feel safe. It hasn't been integrated because doubt feels vulnerable. And it takes courage to ask for help. It takes courage to say, you know what, I need to just push pause. I need to take some time to really feel into whatever this is that's underneath the doubt. And it's never about pushing or pressure. And believe me, I know that doesn't work, because I have an 11-year-old daughter who is in pre-puberty. Her hormones are racing, her body is changing, and oftentimes she doesn't have the words to express how she's feeling inside, where she's doubting that this is the way that it's going to roll. And the best thing that we can all do, and this is the space that I am constantly trying to keep for my daughter, is just to hold that space for her, to process what she needs to process and come to her own awareness of it, so that when she is ready in her own time, she'll come to me. You know, I always trust that, and it works well for us in deepening our own relationship, and also the allowance of letting other people. I think that's the greatest gift you can give to others, is allowing people to make the choices that they're choosing without imposing or projecting your point of view on them. So my first step in how do you kick doubt to the curb is to stop trying to. Always find your why. You know, why are you in doubt? Ask yourself from that really deep down heart space, is this truth? You know, and I always like to say truth when I'm asking this sort of self-inquiry for myself, is to put truth before the question, because truth never lies. And for me, it's asking, you know, why do I want to overcome this self-doubt in the first place? And then using that to fuel my next steps in living a brave life, you know, an authentic life where I show up, warts and all. My hair looks messy today because I've been out in the field with the horses. And it's not about what I look like. It's about a space of possibility beyond what we think we can see. And I know that Mercury's in retrograde right now, and this is another beautiful place where you can start looking at astrology. You can start looking at the planetary aspects, so looking at the new moon in Pisces, and knowing that everything is aligned to support you. So, you know, when you know your selfish why, right, and there's nothing wrong with being selfish, then you can start asking, what boundaries need reshaping? What do I need to bend in order to move through doubt? And time is a big one that's coming up. A lot of people are looking at, oh my gosh, we're 3 months into the new year already, and they don't feel like they're out the starting gates yet. So really ask yourself, what is doubt wanting you to know here? How can you use it? Is it rational or irrational fear of what you believe is at stake here? Because remember, most people make decisions from a space of fearing what they have to lose, instead of looking at, what can I gain from this experience? How can I grow from that choice? So be really, really honest about your mind's point of view about all of that, everything that you're doubting right now. And then when you find that, then you want to look at, how is you choosing to create outside your comfort zone going to benefit others? And trusting that there is benefit, that you're here for something bigger than you. We're all here for something bigger than our personal why, our selfish why. Hello, Dimasani. Hi, Varasha. So give me some love, give me some hearts if this is making some sense. And if you have any questions about this, because I'm really just moving through the 3 ways that you can start creating more flow, more momentum as we sort of enter into the holy days of Easter, if you celebrate that. And just looking at, you know, how can you bring more light into the dark places? How can you start to see the gifts in the shadow work? And, you know, an example of this from my own life was one that happened today, where I could feel the old story coming up of, oh my gosh, if I invest in this, you know, I invested a big amount of money today to work with a mentor on learning and doing the training on how to make my money work better for me, so that my daughter will always have enough to follow her dreams and deepen into our connection by being brave and fierce for her, to lead by example. And also look at, you know, the whole fiduciary system has been changing for a long time. We have to start looking at alternative ways to create money and make money work for us. So would you be willing to employ the universe to support you in creating an abundant future, not just for you, but for, you know, you being the ancestor of future generations that haven't even been born yet, and for the earth and for the animals and the things that matter to you, the things that you care about. And I do the same thing with my animal companions, with my clients, by looking at what their priorities are and how to give them the results that they need by honoring my fierce medicine, to be confident for them so that they can power up. Does that make sense? So, you know, time is one of the big constructs, and it's become a commodity in the modern world. It's scarce, and it's the one thing we never get back is time. And the only thing that we can be really, really sure of, 100%, is that we're all going to leave our physical bodies. We're all going to die. And I've had a lot of clients that have lost their beloved animal companions, that have lost loved ones in the last couple of months. And looking at how we can honor death by living really, really well. And, this is the one, there's always one more thing to buy. There's always something to sell. There's always something we are looking to possess. And I don't even like using the word pets, because we don't own anything. We don't own land. We have no ownership of the land we're living on, of the homes that we have created, of the animals that share our lives. They're not something that we own. Our businesses aren't even ours, right? Because they are their own entity. They're their own life force. And yet we want to try and control how we are in relationship with that, rather than looking at what would you do? What would love do if love was showing you the way to make more impact in the world? Is this making sense? Hi, Daisy. Hi, Grant. So I know we're always bombarded with information like the 4-hour work week, or, the 529 million godzillion time-saving tips that everyone should know, or this quick and easy miracle fix with our bodies, with our families, with our, our marriages, with our businesses. And here's the thing. There is no such thing as an overnight success. Most overnight success is having your PhD of life experience and living it every day and asking for, how do I do this better? And time is really, to me, being reduced to this sort of itty-bitty nanoseconds in which you're expected to do it all and have it all. And is anyone actually surprised that over 2.5 billion cups of coffee are consumed worldwide every day? I mean, it pisses me off, the amount of waste, the amount of plastic that accumulates. We're so out of guardianship or stewardship of the earth, of our animals. We're stewards. We're supposed to be here. I'm preaching it, Jamie. Yay, I'm on a mission. But, it's just like we've lost sight of what really matters in the big scheme of things. It bothers me that I am contributing to pollution on the planet, that I'm not doing more to make sure that I live a clean, green life. And it's the same thing that we do with our time, is that we always come from wishes and hopes, which, let's face it, we're not going to wish or hope or meditate ourselves into any kind of abundance or change on the planet. It takes inspired action. And, we're living on adrenaline. We're pushing ourselves. I don't like Red Bull. I can't even stand the smell of it. But we're trying to get that serotonin, that dopamine hit all the time by bypassing the discomfort, the uncomfortable parts that we need to feel and sit with. So again, it's like push pause on doubt, look at it, see where it's trying to lead you, and stop overextending and overbooking yourself because you think you have to keep up with the Joneses. Hi, Julia. Our brains can juggle work tasks and childcare and meal planning and socialing, which reminds me I need to put the dinner on before my 7 o'clock client. So I'm going to kind of wrap it up today. But that you have to practice good lifestyle rituality. You have to put your stake in your ground. You have to look at your boundaries and go, you know what? I need to actually get more quality sleep. I need to turn off the screens. I need to get out in nature more. I need to look at what is working rather than keep going on about, what isn't. Look at what's right about it rather than what's wrong with everything, and stop thinking that if you kill the old stories of, all the reasons and justifications and excuses about why you cannot move or try something that is out of your comfort zone, that's where the gift lies. And I just totally lost my train of thought. That was so interesting. That's what you call a pattern interrupt. Doubt can be healthy if it's going to grow you and push you to a place that you haven't experienced before. That's how we grow. That's how we learn. That's how we get to contribute more. And, we have to start looking at it. Our adrenals are much more primitive than our brains. And they can't handle this constant stress and worry and self-inflicted doubt 24/7. I talk a lot about why it's so important to resolve things from adverse childhood experiences, to change the story. Your mind thinks that if you kill the story, that you're going to kill your body, and your body's going to do everything it possibly can to ensure that that never happens. And so we have to go back and we have to be the secure attachment for our child parts that are still stuck in the story, that thinks it's going to die. If even when you take the time to have a really good night's sleep, I mean, have you ever woken up and you feel like you've got this core exhaustion, this sort of hangover feeling? Because your mind has been trying to ruminate and worry, and your liver is waking you up at 3 o'clock because you've got this backlog of stuff that you haven't actually pushed pause on everything around you. The world will carry on. And spend some time in introspect, which is what this new energy in Pisces on the new moon and with the solstice coming up, it's about, shifting the gears downward if you're in the southern hemisphere like me, to start moving into this contractive phase of winter, where all the energy needs to go back into the roots, where we have to restore everything we've expended in the harvest time, in the planting time. And in the southern hemisphere, you're going into spring. So, this is this time of expansion where you've got to start looking at, where do I need to detox my life? Where can I bring in the goddess of spring? Where can I start tending to the garden where I've planted seeds? So again, great time of the year to look at the Ayurvedic or the ancient Chinese medicine feeding cycle and look at, what does my body require? Remember, your body is the densest energetic vibration of all your body's heads, countenances, and endeavors. So we need to go at our body's pace. I say this all the time. The root cause of relaxation is relax. It's a verb. And when you're in doubt, you're not relaxed. You're worrying. Worry is prayer in reverse. So stop it already. Okay? Second thing is, look at your big why. Just to recap on 3 ways to start using doubt as fuel. Look at your selfish why. Why does it matter to you? And then look at how can you use that as fuel for the motivation of making sure that what you're doing is going to impact the future of the people and the animals that you care about and love. While we all deal with these external stresses, toxic work environments, bad relationships, politics. For most of us, our primary stress is internal. It's a habit. It's like biting your nails. And you become addicted to that adrenaline rush from stress, from high pressure, from the coffee, from the Red Bull. So, you may even add sabotaging behaviors to existing challenges that bring up doubt, such as procrastinating deadlines or trying to ramp up your adrenaline levels even more. If you're an 11th hour person, know that you're addicted to that, and make it work for you. And, choose to bend time. We're all alchemists. We know how to do this. We've done it before. You can bend and stretch time. That's why I love using the activations of the futuring exercise. All we have is the present moment. But if you can go back and edit a Akashic record, what's stopping you from bending time and creating a future that you really, really want? Well, it's just the attitudes and belief systems and old programs where you think you make doubt bigger than you. You're an infinite being. You have infinite possibilities and you have the power of choice. So stop making the excuses. Stop trying to resist doubt and really make friends with it. Start asking it what the gift is in the moment where you're in doubt, and don't delay it. Don't pull it out. It's just like grief. We're not supposed to be stuck in grief forever. And yet so many of us get stuck in that waiting room. So choose to bend time. Go into this week inhabiting that spaciousness of your spidey senses, right? Your subtle and your normal senses, and start reconnecting with your inner true nature. And look at nature, because she's always reflecting back. When change is constant, stress is always going to be there, but you don't have to be in struggle all the time. So I'm finished with my rant. I have 10 minutes to get my child's dinner in the oven. So just for a moment, close your eyes with me and just imagine a place that makes you feel calm. Imagine why, with Easter coming up, if you're a Christian, a lot of people keep saying, well, why did Jesus have to die on the cross? Why did the passion for Christ? Passion means that you have to literally hang yourself on a cross in order for change. What if it doesn't have to be like that? So just imagine a place where you're in peace, where you're in total trust, where there's an inner calm in the storm of whatever is showing up for you or the people that you love right now. And see the colors, feel the textures, taste it, hear the sounds associated with that place for you. Because this is what you're going to use. This is what I call an anchor. And feel yourself attuned to that, inhabited by this beautiful sense of trust and peace and calm. It's no longer outside of you, it's in you. And if you can, think of a word, post it in the comments below. Think of a word that describes this place of fulfillment, of holistic being, that you occupy beyond the space of your physical body, that you matter, that your work matters. Trust that you are doing exactly what you need to be right now. And trust that you have the support that you need. And hold that word, if it's a word or a mantra or a phrase, whatever it is for you. And your peace, your trust process. And just feel those 1-degree shifts. And also support, trust that you have support in these unknown waters to align to your truth, to see your North Star and follow it from your deep down, from your heart. And call in the energies of abundance and clarity. Call in love into that space. And wherever you are, have a beautiful rest of the day. Enjoy the week. Let me know what's happening for you. And if you're looking for deeper support, you know where to get hold of me. And just a side note, illuminate the journey of looking at your blind spots, of going into the shadows, of seeing where you're ready for truth telling, where you're ready to let go of the things that are no longer aligned to your calling, to your true nature. All of that is available for you. There's over, I think, 10 hours of training and practice and PDFs and that, and I've kept it open for March for only $111. So if that interests you, you know where to find me. And be amazing, because you are, and just stay focused on what this great time of uplifting and personal evolution is bringing for you as we head into the equinox and another great move of better for everyone. And I send you lots of love. Alrighty, bye.